Hey guys, it's Emtest here. I just want to do a quick little intro. For those of you that don't know me, I used to be a challenger and professional AD carry for 5 years. Now I do coaching and content creation. Without further ado, I want to interrupt you anymore. Enjoy the video of Viper playing this new crazy build on Kai'Sa. Damn it guys, like the Koreans, they can't keep getting away with it, right? Another one-shot build, kind of, on Kai'Sa. I know now people are a bit, the static Shiv meta is kind of gone, been nerfed multiple times, and also Kai'Sa been hit with some nerfs, and I thought for a second there we would go back to the normal, standard AD Kai'Sa build, but Viper and I think it was actually Ghost, someone told me, who like invented this build. Maybe it was someone else too, but it looks really fun, it looks really crazy. Like basically the build is just Umbra Glaive, I'm sure you already saw that in the title, right? Umbra Glaive into Duskblade, and then you go Nash's Tooth, so you get all the 3 evolves as well, right? I think the idea behind this build is, first of all, you can't have any bad bases when you play this build because, well, you literally spam longswords and you can't really go wrong with it. Second of all, this is not really your typical like team fighting build on Kai'Sa, right? Especially not if you have like, if you compare it to like Kraken, Navori. But what I found, I played this myself yesterday, is that once you have Duskblade and Umbral, your Q cooldown is like 3 to 4 seconds. Like it's really, really low. You get a lot of ability haste with this build. And I think that's also what makes it interesting. We see Viper here obviously gonna play it, hopefully, to perfection. But they are playing into Senna Tam Kench, so like not gonna be the easiest lane matchup in the early game, right? But I think once he gets 6 and once he gets his Umbral, I think, and another Dirk, I think that's really what you're playing for. You are not really strong until you get that Q evolve, right? So probably just gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy this early game. I know Senna has been seen in play as well right now, especially on support. It looks really, really strong. Does not nearly look as strong as AD Senna when you're farming, because once again, right, Riot, it's so hard for them to balance this soul passive. It's incredibly hard. Oh, that's, as we see, Nautilus does a really nice hook onto the Tam Kench, cancelling the W, and gives Kai'Sa the push in this lane, actually. Let me turn this sound a bit down, I think it's a bit too high. As Nautilus goes in for another hook. But this is the down part, right, about playing into this, is that if you cannot finish off the Tam Kench, Senna will just keep chasing you. As the W connects from Tam Kench, wow, that was really close that Nautilus was just managing to walk out of that one. So once again, this is not your typical scaling build on Kai'Sa. You are quite strong once you get 6 and once you have that Dirk under your belt, right? That's really what you want for your first base, if possible. But if you don't get it, just double longsword or triple longsword is your way to go, as Viper picks up a freebie on the Lee Sin. And also it's gonna manage to pick up everything of this wave too, so clean by him. Let's see if he gets that Dirk on the first base. That will be fun to see how he manages to snowball the lane from that. As he picks up this wave, he's 100% gonna base after this. Hasn't got enough gold for Dirk, but as I mentioned, right? So he can just buy double longsword now, and he will be off, right? He'll probably buy like a refillable potion as well, just to stay healthy against this lane. Yep. A pink cord too. Why not, right? I think what's so crazy about this build is that it's, when you look at it, when you look at it from... I looked at this OPGG, I think, and I saw that build, I was like, bro, you're completely cooked for trying to build it. It looks so funny, right? You're building like lethality, but you also have AP, and then you go into Rabadon or Sonias, it's really situational, your 4th and 5th item. But the fact that these guys are able to come up with this is really crazy. Once again, I'm not really sure how well this is gonna pan out against, like tank junglers, for example, or if he's playing this game into a K'Sante and Tam Kench, like how is he gonna be able to kill those guys off? Is he even gonna try to go for them, or is he just gonna try to one-shot LeBlanc, for example? I mean, we have Faker here on LeBlanc actually, so If he can get some one-shots onto him, then I think his ego will be stroked, right? So he goes in for yet another trade. Tamkench has flash up, has to use it. Gets really chunked. And Tam and Senna are in a really tricky spot here as their wave is... It looks like it's slow pushing into them anyways, yeah. So as you can see, not really like going for something incredibly aggressive, he's just playing it really slow. He knows that this is not his strongest point. If you guys already tried this build, I don't know, I'm not sure how long it has been up for, but if you have, please let me know in the comments how if it's been going well for you. Have you been running it? Maybe you had this. Maybe had a teammate play this build. I know I got spam pinged for trying this build out yesterday. This guy was like, wait, what are you doing, bro? But in the end, I completely carried him. So like that was it, yeah. So I think he got convinced in the end about what we were cooking. As Viper finishes his Dirk now. So that's kind of what we talked about, right? Once again, you can't really have any bad bases. Like, what did he have there? In his base, he had 400 gold, but it's actually big, right? To get the Dirk going. You see how much more damage he actually has now? And this time is just for sure gonna go down, right? Yeah. Hopefully they give it to Viper. Just snowball him further. Looks like Nidal is just gonna take it, but doesn't really matter, right? There's a lot of crazy builds right now, right? I mean, you have this Static Shiv, Triforce and Hula Breaker on LeBlanc as well. I'm not sure if Faker will go for that in this game because, well, they have a lot of 80 damage in their team already. But once again, a lot of crazy builds going on right now, right? I think Bobkin actually, I'm not sure if he was the one that invented that build on LeBlanc, but that's what I've been seeing him play the most. Just completely abysmal to play against, like LeBlanc with incredible auto attacks, but has so much mobility as well, with like W perma up with so much ability haste. It's really crazy. So you see, like, once again, he's just gonna pop another base, he's gonna get another double longsword, you know, doesn't really mind, he's just gonna run back to lane, and he's not really in a stressed position, right? Like, the fact is that enemy team has really limited engage, right? They're really relying on flanks in this game to get good engages off, and I swear, once Viper gets 3 items this game, he's gonna be able to poke them so much, it's crazy. And if Senna gets hit by 1 W in mid game, just insta dead. So we'll see if he can make use out of that. But once again, right, it's not like it's an easy matchup to play into, especially not now when Tam is 6. Senna can just take that hook and Tam will just eat her. But you see how much damage he has, right? If Kai'Sa ever gets that Q trade off onto Senna, it looks really busted. I think this is a build you go when there's not a whole lot of tanks on the enemy team, and as well if you maybe you will spend a lot of time in a side lane, right? I think this build is really nice for side lane, even if you're mid too, right? It's just really strong like dual potential, because once again, guys, like once you get 2 items already, your Q cooldown is so low. It's like 4 to 5 seconds. As Viper goes in for the kill as well, gets it onto Senna. Had both sums, but you see how, like, I need to watch that again. I'm not sure if Viper's gonna live that. He does live it. See how like 1 Q and auto is like once again so much damage already. And he's gonna be able to pick that off, snowballing his lead further. This is what I like to see, right? He's already 2-0, and he's gonna play this new build. It's gonna be exciting to see what he can do with it. Looks like Tamkench might just die here as well. That's the flash. Oh, that's close. That's really close. You saw what he wanted to do there, right? He wanted to wait the W shield from, or the E shield from Tamkench rather. And this game looks to be interesting, right? Like Viper is turbo fed already, but then you see in mid, Faker is also really fed. He's 600 gold off, up on his opponent. He's 20 CS up, right? Same goes for top. Aatrox is really fed. I mean, he's really getting dumpster, I mean. It's really like AD and jungle versus top and mid, right, this game. So once again, it's gonna be really interesting to see how Viper manages to pull this off, if he is. So he has the Umbral Glaive completed now, right? Doesn't have Q Evolve just yet. I think for this you need, yeah, we can see here, right? You need to finish your next Dirk, and also another longsword, right, on top of that. So it's gonna be probably on next phase that he has his Q Evolve, but that's when you get to actually like really start to just one-shot these carries. And sure, Cassante gonna be tanky in this game, but you know, for the rest of them, like Lee Sin, LeBlanc, and Senna, you are gonna be able to do a lot of damage just by hitting one W onto this guy's faces. As Jace goes down again, as Viper's team picks up Drake. So really looks to be a crazy game, right? Looks to be a crazy game. It's really just AD and jungle versus mid and top. As they get another pick onto Lee Sin. Oh, that W is so close to land from Viper. Would have been a pickup for sure. Let's see if he just goes mid there to pick up the wave and allows his Jace to go for bot. Doesn't look like it. This is something you can do if your mid laner is dying, right? You can just decide to pick up this mid wave instead and then let him catch the bot wave, because the bot wave is gonna be pushing slower, right? So he has time to pick that up. Gonna be the ulti force just from one hook from Nautilus. That's, you know, a 90-second cooldown from a 10-second cooldown from Nautilus fight, so definitely worth for them. And this where he gets his Q Evolve, I'm pretty sure, right? Once again, you see how he can like base continuously with just low gold, but it doesn't matter because he is getting value from this. And you can see now he has his evolved Q, so gonna be able to start really popping off on this champ now. Let's see what he does, or how much damage this has really. And this is like, sure, he has 2 kills in this game, but if you keep 10 CS per minute, you can really get this evolve down like you know, 12-30 minutes. And I think then you're really on par. Now we got it even earlier, right? But and already like his Q is, you know, such on a low cooldown just from getting Umbral, but once he gets Dust Blade, it's gonna be even more insane. And when you have this much lethality, guys, like you kind of one-shot the waves too. Like you completely blow them up. As yeah, Senna can't really lane against her, right? She will just get one-tapped by Kai'Sa, so he's forced to base. Needs to wait for Tahm Kench to make a move. And if I'm being honest, he probably will just ignore the Cassante and just try to go for carries instead, right? I think that's how you have to play this. Not the easiest game to play though, because Tahm Kench will be able to tank up a lot of these W's as Faker goes onto Viper. Just cancels his base just like that. Really annoying there. I thought maybe Faker could have went for like a harder trader. He was 1v1. But had no vision, so didn't want to risk it. Let's see now if he just decides to match. I think that should be the play, right? You are strong in the game. You are a lot stronger than Senna and Tahm Kench, for example. So when this happens, guys, you always want to match your opponent if possible. You don't want to leave your lane that you're winning, so that they can go free farm, right? It's really a lot harder for them to kill LeBlanc, right? Kill Faker on this LeBlanc, so why even try to match him? Just go mid, get mid pressure. There's not even a mid tower here, and then you play for bot tower, right? So LeBlanc's gonna be really... I mean, yeah, Faker on LeBlanc's gonna be having in a really rough spot here, because he doesn't have any mid prio, so he always has to respect Kai'Sa move. Nidalee is also super far ahead of Lee Sin, so it's really rough for blue side to play at the moment. They need to do kind of opposite things, right? They need to make a play on the top side. They need to get that top tower, and then look to overload on mid. Like put more members onto mid so that you can actually get the push. This is what Faker's doing now on the LeBlanc, but let's see if this could be a good fight actually for blue side. As Faker misses the chain actually, and Kai'Sa flashes in. There's some of these crazy fights. I feel like that should have been a shutdown onto Viper, definitely. Let's watch that again. Because it looked really, really scary there for red side. As it looks at the beginning, Nautilus is just caught, right? Faker on LeBlanc, and Lee Sin is by far like first. But I think it's just this chain missing that kind of makes that blue side doesn't win this. The fact that Viper flashes in there as well, but like... not a whole lot of HP. Flashing into the fight and making it out alive is really big, right? And that's how you have to kind of play this build, right? You have to kind of go, if you want to go in, you have to go in, and then you need to be out, like, fast. You need to have an escape plan when you go for this ultis with Kai'Sa. That's so much damage already, right? Just one hook landing from Nautilus is almost like one shot. Did that W hit? I think if he autos there, he's actually like almost dead. You see how much this build has potential, I think. As he pops the recall, the Jackie Love animation. Respect. Gonna be able to pick up the Caulfields. Not really the Duskblade yet, right? But once again, doesn't really matter. It's just the components for this build is just super simple. So he's chilling. He is chilling. Game set is really close still, though. I'm kind of surprised. And now when K'Sante goes bot, he's gonna be able to just pick up that tower for free. That's sitting gold. Same for Faker, right? He's gonna be able to pick up the top tower eventually. So they're still kind of behind, but of course they just have to play towards this, what they're doing now, right? There's no way that they lose like a 3v3 on mid, so they're doing this. Nidalee is doing a good job of playing towards the correct carries, right? Guys, just remember this if you're a jungler watching this, like just help out your strong lanes, like you can snowball them instead of trying to like salvage a lane that is already lost. Just keep playing towards the strong side. That's where you can snowball your lead. And you also help out your weaker teammates by doing this, because you force the enemy to kind of react to what you are doing when you play like this. I'm just waiting for these team fights to like kind of start once he gets Duskblade. I think he will have it. He will have it now, yeah. So he's gonna base now. And that's level 9 now as well, so has fully stacked Q, fully leveled up Q. So this is where he's like really strong, right? Like now he's incredibly strong, and it's gonna get even better, right? Once he gets the third item, that's when he gets both evolves, so that's when he can start to poke a lot more, right? Now it's more like he's just in the fights, like in the skirmishes, doing tons of damage, but doesn't really have this poke, right? That we've been all coming to expect from Kai'Sa players as they play this AP build, right? But you see now, he has 4-second cooldown on his Q, guys. 4 seconds! That is not a lot. If you can put these Qs up like consistently in the fights, that's like massive damage. Of course not on the K'Sante perhaps. This guy's complete full tank. But a lot of poke they have actually, I just realized. Versus limited engage, like they have K'Sante, like there's so much weight on Fakers and Lee Sin's shoulders in this game, like K'Sante even, to fight flanks in this game, because if they don't, well, Nidalee and Kai'Sa is gonna poke you down, right? Even Jace is gonna be strong eventually with the Muramana, even though he's behind right now. And it's really hard for blue side to play the game. They need to be first on the objectives in order to win out. Oof. That would have been massive damage. And this looks like they're just gonna go for the Nautilus, gonna get him, right? It looks like a free pickup. And this is the downside. When the fight starts, when you cannot hit anyone that is squishy, right? Because this is what this build does, just completely one-shots carries, but it's not so strong against tankies. But it looks like blue side team are going way too deep here. And you see once again, like his Q is just up perma, right? You see this? It's gonna be able to use it again. 3, 2, 1. Now it's up again, you know? So if the fight is like a bit longer, it's actually not weak. It's just once again, it's not a tank killer. It's not a tank killer, definitely not. And yes, the down part about this is that you do get your E-Evolve and W-Evolve. I mean, E-Evolve, right, is the most important one, really, for like playing fights out, right? And you don't get that until like later. So that kind of blows, right? But that's what you have. That's kind of the trade that you do, right? To have this much damage on your Q. And he's keeping like 9 CS per minute. He has 4 kills already, so he's really on par. So probably what happened here is that they will just push mid and then look to Look to secure top, what I was going to say, because there's no Drake on the bot side right now, but looks like they wanted the base for longsword, I guess. So he just has to kinda buy time. This is something actually I struggled with a lot, like in these games. Like when I'm this fed, I kinda wanna force like all the time, right? But as AD carry, you can force at times by like baiting your opponents in, right? But sometimes you just need to kick it back, like kick back and relax and enjoy. Like you just have to wait for the opportunity to strike even though you're fed. So here, for example, right, maybe this is like an opportunity for them. Well, I mean, Senna just gets one shot. Don't think Viper did anything in that fight really, but... And his Nidalee is popping off too, actually. And that's gonna be Nash, right? Just like that. That looked way too simple for Viper. He didn't really have to do anything, despite being so fed. But they are gonna contest this 3v5. And this might be where the game just explodes, right? Let's see how much damage he does to the tanks. Not a whole lot, right? That's what we've been accustomed to know. But now he goes on Lee Sin instead, obviously gonna focus him. And it's just the fact that he has this Q up perma. It might not look like he's doing a lot of damage here, but that's like... Cassandra is building full armor, you know? That's pretty much right. Let's see how much damage he has here. Oh! Lee Sin gets the shutdown though. Kind of big. And this Nidalee is just completely smurfing as well. So that looked a bit lackluster, right? And this once again, this is the downside of this build, is that you don't really do a lot of damage to tanks. So if you want to play this build, guys, then make sure that you're not griefing your team. Like if you need a tank killer, just go Kraken and Avori, and you will be set. But if they do have this these like squishes and they don't have a lot of engage, then this build is for you. I'm gonna keep trying this build out in like different spots because I think it can be strong. It just looks fun, right? This is not something that I think would be good in competitive aspect, for example, because in solo queue, you know, you're always getting a lot of random kills as Kai'Sa, so you naturally are gonna get fed and just be able to make this builds like this work. I don't think, for example, that this build is good if you're like even or like even slightly behind. Probably this build is not good, you know. But the fact that you get to spike on 2 items is what always makes playing... that's what's been going down in history too, right? Like whoever finds builds that you spike on 2 items instead of 3, that's when those builds are usually like really strong, right? And this is kind of the... it's kind of both, right? Like he's spiking on 3 items like even harder, I would say, than on 2. So, but he's still strong on 2. I would say this fight, again... Monska has to be able to hit. He can't really hit the Cassandra, right? This is where they can lose the game. As my replay explodes. You see, 3 seconds? Like, what is that? So much haste. Still doesn't have evolve, right? Which once again, that's what blows. You don't get it onto the 3rd item here. And yeah, you obviously, you don't do enough damage to the tanks like this. Does get the kill in the end though. He's probably gonna die here. Oh! Oh, the snipe from Senna. That's clutch. That's clutch from the Senna. Damn, that's a lot of damage. Storm Racer he went. But that's now, this is the wet dream, right? Now we have 3 items. And the game is really close. So I'm really curious to learn. How do you carry this, mate? How do you carry this? This is the core. This is the core. This is what you want. I'm gonna skip forward just a little bit. I was thinking maybe you would max W with this build because you don't get, you don't get evolve, but people seem to still be maxing E. And this might be Nash start from blue side. So let's see now. Can he poke anything? Can he, can he translate his 3 items now to be able to carry the fights? Now, if he hits a W onto Senna, she's just dead, you know? Of course not if Tamken is close, but you know, you're probably not gonna play into a lot of Tamkenches. Anyways. Oh, that's... Wait, the W didn't connect? That's... Wait. That's 1 W on the Tam. Obviously doesn't do a lot of damage. But what happened here? It looks like the W bugged. Hits a W there. Oh, it flew if it was wide. If that hit, that Senna was dead, by the way. But you see, now when you have Nash's Tooth, you actually start to deal damage to the tanks as well. So it's like... Oh, that guy's dead. Ah, well played. So like before 2 items, you cannot really kill any tanks, but afterwards... You're actually starting to pop off in terms of killing the Cassante too, because this guy is forced to go like full armor, right? I mean, it's not forced really. Actually, like Nidalee is turbo fed too, so maybe that would have been a good way for him to go MR. But that's what makes this itemization so hard to itemize against, right? You have so much lethality, so like just building armor sounds really good, right? But then once you get 3rd item, and even 4th, like you go Rabadon too, right? You're gonna be able to pop off. Let me know as well if you guys been trying this out, or like trying another build out. I know there's like tons of builds already on Kai'Sa, right? But I think we can all agree that the AP static Shiv build is completely dead now. I think I saw Stormracer into Rageblade, or Stormracer into... yeah, actually Stormracer into Rageblade was usually what's been cooking. No, that's a replay you skipped a bit, that's funny. And now with Nash, it's so hard for blue side to... I mean for... Wait, what? They're just gonna end, or? It's super hard for them to play into Nash, right? Like when you have like triple poke champs and enemy has like no engage, like once you get Nash in this game, the game is just over, you know? It's really hard to play the game. I just want to see him land his W's, man. Because I think this is where the point where he should be able to shred the tanks too. If it's multiple W's. But of course now it's like everyone is accustomed to like playing against APK, so they're really taking care. Like before, like a couple of months ago, people don't even dodge the W, you know? Like they just don't even try. But now it's a lot harder to hit it, because people know that if you get hit by this, you're just gonna get one shot. But even now, you know, you get so much haste on your W too. You know, it's 11 seconds without even hitting it, so if you hit it, you know, they put a nerf on that as well, so you couldn't be able to spam it as efficiently, but now, if you do hit them consistently, you're really getting rewarded. As they are gonna keep sieging in mid, which is a bit sus in my opinion, because you already have a mid inhibitor. Someone has to push that bot wave for them to be able to keep sieging. And it looks really hard to stop, right, for enemy team when this happens. I'm gonna pick up the Rabadon on his next base as well, so... Oh, he's gonna go for this fight actually. Looks like he's winning it hard. Like, do you see now? Cassante even has Force of Nature, right? But it's just getting completely one-shot. That W could have been better, right? But it's gonna be able to almost pick him up. If a W connected, he even wins only one round now, right? Let's see. I will speed this up a bit. I'm gonna cut this in the video, obviously. I'm not gonna show the whole game because that is not really necessary. But I wanna see the fights. Once again, even though it's super fed, he just has to be patient, right? Has to let the team come into them. Has to just keep poking. And it's really fun when these bits happen because you don't really know what to expect, right? And this is where he shines the most, I feel like in midways, you know, like it's super hard for the enemy team to like contest them even, because if they try to, well, they're just gonna get poked to death. And that's like where the game goes south for Faker's team, right? Like they don't have a engage, they're behind, they're down in Drakes as well, so they can't really force any fights, right? They just have to be on that Drake when it spawns, but if they're not first, they can never enter. They're putting up some damage here though, right? But if they don't get an engage off, they're just gonna keep getting poked. That's nasty damage onto Senna. As Faker does his damn best to carry this fight, but it just looks like it's over, right? Like this Nidalee is way too strong. He just keeps hitting spears in the middle of the fight. Doesn't look like Viper did anything special in that one, right? This is like more than Nidalee showed this game than it is the Viper actually. Are they gonna go for finish here? They have 20 seconds on Senna, 15 on Tam. And Faker is completely alone, right? Maybe if he can clear the wave, but it just looks like Naughty is just gonna tank it. It's gonna be game. They're just gonna be able to pick it on. Hey guys, it's Emtest. I really hope you enjoyed that video of Viper playing this really crazy build with Umbral, Duskblade, and Nash's Tooth on Kai'Sa, right? I kind of just wanted to go over really fast in the end, just kind of summarize of why this build is good. You get fast and cheap Q evolve. You have 5 seconds CD on your Q at level 9, that's really insane. You're not really limited by base damage, right? You get pretty much good base every single time because you can spam longswords. You have really good gang setup as you can use clear vision with your Umbra, right? You get all 3 evolves, which is always something that you want on Kai'Sa if possible, right? There is huge snowball potential as well if you manage to like get this build going, right? And also you have like kind of okay poke that gets a lot stronger when you get Rabadon. The down part of this build, well, kind of obvious, right? You saw it in the game. It's really trash against tanks until you have like at least your 3rd item, probably even 4th. It's once again, right, I talked about the snowball potential. It's only really good if you're able to snowball. If you don't, this build is quite trash and there's like little to no comeback potential from what I've been seeing now in the last couple of days. It's also weaker on the 1 on first item. Like if you have Umbral compared to Kraken Slayer or Storm Racer, for example, the 1 is just a lot weaker. And you don't get your E-evolve until 3rd item. So yeah, that was it guys for the video. Please like and comment if you want more type of videos like this. Or if you want something else, you know, just hit me up. I will make sure I'll do you guys proud, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon.